Hey, welcome back to another episode of Nature Aquariums TV, where today we have a very special guest star that's going to be helping us escape this beautiful 130-gallon rimless tank. And we have Hip with us today. So stay tuned. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. All right, guys, so we have this really nice 130-gallon rimless tank that we want to set up a Discus biotope. And to do that, we have a lot of visions in mind that we're going to do. Hip Hung, which is world-renowned aquascaper, placed number 4, 2018 International Aquascaping Contest. He is going to help us and get this thing scaped. Hip, what's some of the things you have in mind?
So yeah, we're just going to be hardscaping this basically with the idea of having 2 mounds for some vertical and immersed plant growth. Also trying to keep in mind not to have too many sharp items in the tank for the fish, and also keeping in mind the types of plants that we're going to be using, which will be high temperature tolerant plants, probably Echinodoris, Bovitis, Amoebius, and things like that can tolerate a little bit of a higher temperature for the fish. And yeah, the main idea is to just have 2 elevated sections on either side so that plants can grow up and out of the tank. I think that's going to be the main goal.
Yeah, I am so excited. There's going to be a lot of work done to this tank to make it work, but I know if any one person can get it done, it's you, Hip. So, yes.
Me?
Yeah, you. It's all on you. So we're super excited. As always, thank you for watching our videos, and let's get on with the aquascape. So we finished the aquascape with Hip, and shortly we're going to be filling it up with water, and I'm going to show you a little bit of one of the new techniques we're going to use to make sure that the wood does not float up. So in order to clean up the water as we're filling up the tank, the manzanita wood is going to be releasing a lot of tannins and a lot of organics. So we're going to use this Aqua L turbo filter, which is nice. It's modular. You can take each of the chambers out, and inside the primary chamber we filled it with Sarah fiberglass polishing pads and with Seachem Purigen to pull the organics out. We're going to set this, and the water level is only going to be about 8 inches high until the manzanita wood soaks up enough water, and in about a week we'll keep adding more and more water. All right, guys, so about a week ago, Hip came over to our store and did a phenomenal in-store aquascaping, and late at night after the store was closed, we worked on this tank together. And he did a beautiful, amazing job of doing a beautiful hardscape with the manzanita wood and laying out the tank. Now, of course, he had to go back to his home, and I had to work on the hard part of getting the tank going. I've already gone and cleaned up the filter. We're getting ready to pull out the internal filter, and we connected our wonderful Oase 850 thermo filter, in which we have videos, and you can see below. We'll share the link on the Oase fit up. We've connected the stainless steel lily pipes, and we've also hooked up our UNS atomizer. We wanted to have this smoky look. It's kind of like very mystical, jungly in the morning of the mist rising, and we've hooked that up. The other thing we've done to this tank is we've connected a beautiful UNS Titan 1 lamp. And the reason we chose for the Titan 1 is that it really pulls out and enhances the greens and reds out of the tank to give it that beautiful HDR look that you'll be able to see later on when we plant the tank. Now, in the second part of the video, we're going to actually show you the planting of this tank, and the plants that we're going to be using. We'll be listing those plants in the comments below as well. So wanted to give you a little recap of some of the planting we've done and letting you know how the plants are doing. It's been about a week, so I wanted to give you a better list of the plants that we put in there. So in the background, we planted the sword grandifolus, Echinonoris grandifolus, and that sword is supposed to get about 18 to 20 inches tall. The reason we put it in the back of the tank is so it'll grow to the top of the tank, hide the hardware, and give it a nice wall of green. Next up, we use red flame swords to give it a pop of color, kind of in the mid-ground, and to change up the scenery a little bit with the green. Followed by foreground on the swords Ocelot mini compacts. And these are compact swords from the Ocelot family, so they're going to have the variegated leaves and the nice spotting on them, but they're going to stay nice and short. And since this is a Brazilian South American themed tank, we did not want to introduce cryptocorenes or anubias to this tank. Next up, we are using Brazilian pennywort, and those are going to be, they were planted around the bases of the wood that is extending out of the water line. Eventually we're going to train those plants to grow out of the water and drape over onto the wood. We're also added Anacris, which is, well, more commonly known as the Brazilian waterweed, and that's been sporadically planted around the tank to kind of give it a little bit of a wild grown look. And then for the most foreground and kind of ground cover, we went with Starogene repens, which is also Brazilian, can handle a high temperature. And then to give a little splash of color, we went with green Ludwigia. And these are all South American plants, and also all plants that can handle the high temperature for Discus, which is what this tank is going to be housing at 84, 85 degrees. All right, so as we're waiting for the tank to cycling, I wanted to go over some of the hardware that we've added to the tank and why we're using it. So for one, we've added the UNS atomizer. Besides that, it gives a phenomenally great look with the mist coming over. It also does a great job of clearing the surface oils produced by plants on the surface of the water. So it's doing two jobs for us. It is clearing the top of the water, and it's providing a very nice visual effect. Gone and added a second filter at the bottom, and which we're going to show you. We're added a OASE 850 canister filter in addition to the OASE 350 canister filter. Now the OASE 850 is with the heater. Both filters have the heaters because this tank's going to have to stay warm. Right now we're keeping the tank at 80 degrees. We're going to slowly transition the tank up to 84 degrees prior to putting in the Discus, but we want to do it very slowly as to bring up the plants to that temperature very gradually. And that's, putting the plants immediately into 84 degree water is a quick way to shock them. In addition to that, we've added an auto top-off system because we want to keep the water level consistent, and that's from XP Aqua, and we have a reservoir down below. And we've also connected our dosing system from Aqua Vitro Sentia, and we are using Skap products. So we have a separate Skap for flourish, for nitrogen, for phosphate, and for potassium. And with those, we're going to regulate the feeding of the tank. Lastly, we have our CO2 system. So we are feeding off a bottle down in the cabinet of the tank that is feeding 2 actual regulators, and we are injecting the CO2 with a Quanvi inline CO2 injection system, and that is attached to the 850 canister filter. All right guys, so this is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We covered this tank from beginning to end, from the hardscape to planting it, to adding all the hard goods in there and how it's all working together. The next video, it's going to be a special treat for you guys. We're going to be doing a massive amount of fishing here, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But for right now, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please leave your comments and questions below. We'll get to them as quickly as we can. Let us know what other questions you may have. As always, you can find all the stuff that you see here in this tank at our store. You can come visit us right here in South Florida or online, and we ship nationwide. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the video below, and have a great day, guys.